Hello, bruvs. I've started compiling some newspaper articles in relation to the Charlie Kirk assassination and some of the figures that were involved. I've been following the Candace Owens live casts about the inconsistencies in the story as she sees, and so I kind of just go along with whatever she's talking about and look into it. Today, I'm looking into George Zinn because he was a topic brought up today. Yesterday, it was Detective Mike Mitchell. I sent her a bunch of articles. I don't know if she received mine or anyone else's, but anyways, I'll post some of those later too. Here is a 1955 article on George Zinn from the Ogden Standard Examiner, December 11th, 1955. Zinn was adopted by Overton Zinn, and we'll get to that. Here's him again. The little baby. George H. Zinn. 'Tis a happy smile. Little George Zinn is flashing these days. The 19-month-old boy was adopted from a Greek orphanage recently by Mr. and Mrs. Overton Zinn, 1255 Maryland Drive, after more than a year of waiting and expectation. From Greece, boy brightens Zinn household. It looks as if Overton Zinn is going to have help running that electric train he bought himself 2 Christmases ago. Mr. and Mrs. Zinn, who live at 1255 Maryland Drive, are finally the proud parents of a baby boy. The newcomer is a strapping 29-pound, 19-month-old young man from Greece who joined the Zinn household after almost a year of red tape, frustration, and hope. The friendly little fellow with a heart-winning smile was adopted from a Greek orphanage. He arrived in New York November 22nd, where he was met by Mrs. Zinn, who returned to Ogden with the little boy the day after Thanksgiving. Received pictures. Mr. and Mrs. Zinn started adoption procedures after they had received pictures of 7 boys and girls available for adoption in the Greek orphanage. The pictures were sent to the Zinns by Mrs. Zinn's sister in Salt Lake City. A friend of hers had decided to adopt a boy and girl from the orphanage. There wasn't much doubt the Zinns would adopt one of the children. There was even less doubt whether it would be a boy or a girl. The 4 Zinn children were all girls, and among the 4 grandchildren was nary a boy. They had no idea of the time, effort, and red tape involved in adopting the boy, but soon found out they had to send marriage and birth certificates, financial reports, and health assurances. And for anyone just joining, this is George Zinn, the crazy guy that jumped up at the Charlie Kirk assassination and said that he had shot Charlie. Of course, he obviously didn't. Maybe he did, who knows? But he seems to have not done it. But this is him as a 19-month-old boy when he was adopted from Greece. Senator Watkins helps. Finally, Senator Arthur V. Watkins offered his help, and the little boy arrived in New York November 22nd, just a few days short of a year after they received the pictures. They don't know too much about the little boy. His name is George Zinn again, as I said. He was born May 6th, 1954. I guess his birth name was George, so they didn't have to change it. He was born May 6, 1954, and his mother placed him in the orphanage and then disappeared. Attempts to locate the mother during the adoption negotiations were fruitless. Many of the people in Greece are too poor to care for their children, Mrs. Zinn said. Consequently, there are more than 600 babies in that one orphanage. The orphanages are very short of help, and have as many as 30 babies under the care of one attendant. Yes, it's going to be a grand Christmas around the Zinn hearth this year, and the big reason is this sturdy little black-eyed visitor from Greece who has won a permanent affection in the hearts of his new parents and sisters. And Mr. Zinn, who has had that electric train all to himself for 2 years, can look forward to a bit of competition in a few years, but that kind of competition he likes. And again, there's little George. Nearly 70 years before he stood up at the Charlie Kirk assassination and screamed that, "Hey, I'm the guy who did it." I'm sure somebody will say he was from a Greek family that was part of the Illuminati, but we don't know. And that's the little baby. As I said, I'm going to try to find as many articles about these people that are involved in the Charlie Kirk assassination. Obviously, Zinn doesn't seem to have been involved, although it was kind of weird that he jumped up and claimed that he was the shooter as they whisked Charlie off to the hospital for treatment, which was not needed because he was beyond saving at that point. So there you go. I did find some other articles by him on Zinn. I got probably 20, 30 articles on this guy. Various years from his times in high school and college. Anyway, that's all for now.